show into.
You know, after a hard day of theorizing, it's good to just kick back and watch.
Does he ever make a title that's not like animated series X is darker than you think?
No. Why would you spend time making a good title? You gotta pump up those videos, man.
Watch some PAW Patrol with my son. No deeper meanings to analyze, just a fun-loving show about puppies. So simple.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Simple, so wholesome.
I mean, I've never seen an episode of this either, so.
I mean, I said this in the last stream I did, but like I've seen episodes of this. I did question a bunch of stuff because it does kind of go get crazy with a monkey taking over a train for no reason.
Oh, I've seen the set that I think a PAW Patrol game about racing exists, and I saw it on Switch. Or something.
Well, I
That's
think
what I know about
it just got on Game Pass too. Like that was
great.
Yeah. So you can play it for free.
Yeah, I play that before I play Persona 5 Warriors.
I forgot about that.
You forgot about Persona 5 Warriors coming to Game Pass?
Yeah, I just forgot that some good games are actually going to Game Pass. I mean, I know there are good games, but like not something as high profile as there's high profile stuff on there. It's just that I don't care about it because it's like Call of Duty or something. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, Skyrim's on there and Solitaire.
Oh yeah, Solitaire, the most high profile game ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. PAW Patrol. What's it called? Oh, it's German title. Mighty Pups.
Oh, that's the one I played. It's the Mighty Pups one.
Okay.
Not the racing one, but. Yeah.
Outer Wild, Surgeon Simulator. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad I got rid of those 2 gigabytes.
What?
I played that game. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the uninstalled after? You mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wasn't bad.
Hold on.
It was. It got frustrating, like because they just kept doing the same shit over and over again. I was like, okay.
I mean, that's about what I would expect from a game like that.
Are these puppies dead? Oh, it's happening again!
That's not the first thing that you would think, but of course it's MatPat, so he's a psychopath. Anyway.
Are these puppies dead?
Yeah.
Is that where we're going?
Hello, Internet!
Can't wait for you to get copyright struck.
I'm not. Unless MatPat wants to kill me. I'll take you all.
Welcome to Film Theory, ruining your childhood since 2014. But you know what? I'm not content at just ruining your childhood. Oh no. I've got my sights set on your children's childhood.
I like how he says that as a joke, but like, I feel like you're actually trying to do that by making me
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Not by making me think, oh, there's actually hidden meaning behind it, but making me think about your stupid theory instead of the good memories.
Well, no, it's just like, what he's trying to do is just like, oh yeah, it's darker than anything. It's just like, it's not. But you're trying anyway.
Yeah.
It's like you're just trying to jam this in people's brains.
Childhoods too. Today we're breaking new ground by looking at shows that the kids are into these days. And by kids, I mean the 3-year-olds. Specifically my son Oliver. Yep, it's another installment in My Kid Asked Me to Watch This and now you have to suffer through the consequences. My 3-year-old...
It's not your son's fault that you made this shit here.
Yeah.
This program million subscriber YouTube channel without even realizing it. They just grow up so fast. Now, admittedly, I actually really like this show. The PAW Patrol is a team of 6 puppies led by a 10-year-old boy named Ryder. Each pup has a specific set of skills based on emergency services. There's Chase the police officer dog,
yeah, the one that everyone hates because he's a police officer and all police officers are something. I don't remember.
Really?
Yes.
Everyone hates him?
No, this is a joke. Like.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't know.
Marshall the firefighter, Sky the aviation dog, Rubble the construction pup, Zuma for water rescue, and Rocky for garbage collection. Every
best one. I like the garbage collection already.
He's a recycler, but whatever.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you have a special guest dog make an appearance, like Everest the mountain pup or Liberty the city pup, but for like 90% of episodes, this is our core team. And from there, each episode is pretty formulaic. They're hanging out in the city of Adventure Bay, there's some disaster like a windmill breaks or someone gets stuck in a cave, the PAW Patrol are called to action, they suit up, we hear this line,
"Ready for action, Riders!" sir?
There's a mission brief, they slide down.
Okay, I see why people would hate. I mean, what?
What?
Not because of that line, but if you hear it in every episode, I would be like, yeah.
Oh yeah, but what was I gonna say? I was gonna say that like for me, when I watched, I didn't. I stopped watching the show for other reasons, obviously because it's whatever. But when I saw this, I was just like, it's not really that interesting.
I mean,
Like absurd stuff happens, but like that,
it's an immediately fixed.
Yeah, it's immediately fixed. Yeah, that's the thing. Because it can't go beyond the parameters of like this is a kid's show.
And also not going beyond the parameters of one episode.
Well, yeah.
Load up into their specially designed pup-mobiles. And through some combination of skills, the day is saved and a lesson is learned. Usually the lesson for me is that a shocking amount of problems.
Like this show feels like what people thought that the 80s shows were going to be like when they basically had removed the restrictions on like advertising and kids shows basically. Because like I mean this basically is made by a toy company. So like what do you expect? Yeah. You just make all your characters like basically icons that you can purchase at Target or Walmart or something.
Of course. Go on.
Can be solved using a winch.
I'll need you to use your winch. Chase, I'll need you and your winch. I need your winch. Get your winch out, Chase.
Also, the more you watch, the more it becomes clear that they had no idea what to do with some of these pups. Marshall with his fire rescue equipment, total MVP. Rubble with his construction tools, best boy. Zuma the water dog, meanwhile, yeah, you can sit this one out, buddy. And the next one. And the next one. You know what? Just pose for the lunchbox. To be honest, this is one of the more bearable kids shows out there because it's self-aware and uses the formula for some really solid jokes. Like here, when aliens come to visit Adventure Bay, a whole can of worms I feel like I should probably unpack at some point, but not today. It slides down the lookout tower and launches into its vehicle like the pups do in each and every episode. Only here, because the formula demands it, it also gets its name shouted out. It's a nice touch. Then you got stuff like this.
It's not really that funny though.
Yeah,
like you expect it to actually deconstruct the fucking thing.
Yeah, I would expect it to suddenly have its own vehicle for some reason.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah.
When construction dog Rubble gets trapped, the only one available to drive his rig is Zuma.
Me? We need his truck to move the rest of the rocks once we get him out. Zuma, on the double.
And he just proceeds to fail. Zuma is just the butt of all jokes. Sure, the whole thing is designed around some very obvious merchandising opportunities, but
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I also cannot really imagine what the garbage collector one would do ever.
It's surprising because like you would think that if they have enough for the garbage one, they'll have enough for like the water rescue one too.
And they do have enough for the garbage collector one.
Yeah, because like my first thought when I was thinking is just like, well, they live near a bay area and there's a beach, so like both the water dog and the recycle dog will work to like save like oceans, like shit like that.
Okay, that you could do that in one episode, I guess, but it still does. It feels like the garbage collector one would be the one who never has anything to do, because it's not like collecting garbage will save someone's life tonight.
Yeah.
just look how cool this thing is. I gotta get one for Ollie. We gotta get one for Ollie. But hey, at least the show is aware of this fact.
Officially licensed PAW Patrol merchandise. This stuff's so...
That's cringy.
It's really bad.
Okay, Mr. MatPat, do you know what cringe is?
I think not. Have you watched the previous video? Have you already forgotten about it?
I mean, he made that, so like obviously he's not going to see through that. I'm just saying, just like from like, what do you consider cringe? Like, what is something that you would cringe at?
Yeah.
It's funny because it's true. Isn't that right, Chase?
Woof, woof, that's right, Matthew.
I shouldn't have done this.
Okay, this is cringe.
I know it's intentional,
show
but like,
already-
fuck, man.
Why would you do this?
Yes.
Comes prepackaged with a lot of really obvious questions. How come the dogs are the only animals that can talk? Why doesn't Adventure Bay have a normal police force or fire department? When is Katie finally going to admit that she has a crush on Ryder?
Never.
Admittedly, the last one might just be me, but it is
Because that's literally every show ever, and we can't have that.
Well, not
So
even that. It's a fucking cartoon for children.
obvious that they would make a total power
Yeah, then why include her in the first place?
couple. Anyway, those
She's
questions
just another
aside, there was
character, right?
one moment that really stood out to me. A moment in season 1 that caught my attention as just a little bit weird, and it prompted me to dig deeper. And oh boy, did that start leading me down the dark.
I just realized we're 4 minutes in and he hasn't even started talking about the theory.
Yeah, because he just talks about how much he loves Paw Patrol. Isn't that kind of weird? Like, I've admitted that I've watched Paw Patrol, and I would have been like a teenager at that point when I watched it. And I'm not nowhere near the level of this guy.
I can tell that you're not.
Yeah.
Possible path for this universe. One that convinced me beyond a reasonable doubt that the Paw Patrol is dead. And not in just a, oh, this was a dream route or anything like that. I'm saying that within the canon of the show, Paw Patrol members have died and actively been replaced. So strap in, all you good pups, because this one is going to be a rocky ride. Ready for action, Ryder, sir, because MatPat is on the case. So the moment that got me to
Why
start...
you put so much detail on this, but not the actual theory? That's kind of weird.
Probably because
digging deeper was
you still
from
have to
season
animate
1.
that. It's still worked on. I can't say it's like, well, it's easier because like it's not that much easier.
everything's awful. Yeah. Let's just watch the theory.
So 9A.
Pups get a Rubble,
where we learn about how Rubble the construction pup came to join the Paw Patrol. Now, this is actually one of the very few origin stories that we get for any of the pups. The only other one that we see is for Chase in the Paw Patrol movie, which I'll come back
movie.
What is a movie?
To later. In this episode, we learned that Rubble was actually the last member of the team to join. Basically, he was a stray puppy that needed to be saved. After the Paw Patrol rescues him, he winds up tagging along on their next mission to rescue a snowboarder trapped on a snowy mountain. When Ryder's shovel can't dig up the snow, baby Rubble steps in to save the day. That bravery winds up earning him a spot on the team. He receives his signature pup tag, hard hat, and construction vehicle. Cue the end credits. You're all good, pups. But hold on. Look closer at what happens in the episode. Ryder calls...
Now I found it.
What?
The part that will get you copyright struck. That was for 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, it was 2 seconds. You're right. No, it's just like it's pretty short, but like, is it short enough? You know, okay. This is what YouTube does to people. You're like questioning everything because like sometimes it just arbitrarily tags you.
Yeah.
The pups to look out for the mission briefing, which he does all the time. But check out the big screen. Do you notice the pup tags along the bottom? Fire is Marshall, the star represents Chase and the police force, recycling is Rocky, the propeller is Sky, the anchor is Zuma, but
seriously, you didn't have to tell me all this.
For as little as it's used, it might as well not be there. And of course, the wrench is for Rubble. But this is the first time that we've met Rubble. He was literally just saved by the team less than an hour ago, but he has a dog tag?
They just didn't edit it. Why would they edit stuff?
Yeah, that would require effort, but at least I can see where he is coming from with this already more than the lower one.
Yeah.
On the screen? A tag that he won't get until proving his worth at the end of the episode. His yellow segment is also already on Ryder's pup pad. How could it be there if they don't have a construction pup yet? The only way that this makes sense is if there was a construction pup prior to Rubble. Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking that this is an animation error or something, but the evidence proving that there was a pup prior to Rubble...
Error is a generous word for calling something like we don't fucking care because it doesn't make sense.
Yes, absolutely no chance any kid watching the show would ever
realize that.
Yes.
Rubble really starts to add up once you look for it. At the end of the episode, we see Ryder give Rubble his construction helmet, but if you look closely at the helmet, it has scrapes on it as though it's been used. This isn't a brand new helmet for a brand new profession within the Paw Patrol. This helmet used
It's the same model as the one that he has already, like, God.
Yeah, it's almost like they didn't make a new model that's not scathed.
Yeah.
Okay, if you wanna go under the assumption that there's no laziness in any point in the show, then yes, this would be evidence for
Yeah,
it.
it's just like these people
If-
are on a deadline. They didn't make these episodes.
Yeah, if Toby Fox was the one to make the show, I would question
Yeah,
this.
yeah. If Toby Fox does anything, I would question it. It's just like, yeah, he planned all this. It's like chess. But I was totally planned that I just hung that piece.
Yeah, ignore that part.
See the last construction pup's helmet. Rubble is also given the construction rig, which also has wear and tear on the front of the bulldozer portion. See that?
Well, I mean, like, the fact that it exists is like enough to question it.
Yeah, like this one is just when did they build this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like the biggest actual
Because they could have built
evidence.
it during the episode, like,
Why would they?
what time did they build that? You can't, alright.
Ain't wearing away? Again, it's been used before. More noteworthy, though, is the fact that Rubble's too small for the vehicle. And Ryder explicitly says that he's gonna need to grow first before he can truly reach the wheel.
You have a little bit of growing to do before you can reach the steering wheel, but you'll get there.
All the other pups have vehicles that fit them perfectly. In fact, when other new pups join the Paw Patrol, like
Yeah, because the other ones will never, ever grow. Because puppies never grow, don't you?
Because Timmy said so.
Yeah, there's no way they'll not fit this at all in here.
Everest, Tracker, and Liberty,
You see how some of these big dogs can get big? Like, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
their gear fits
Even be the size of a building like Clifford. Anyway.
Yeah.
them perfectly the first time. So Ryder is clearly capable of making gear that fits Rubble when he's small, but he doesn't. Why? It must be some sort of hand-me-down. He already had the equipment from the last construction pup available. Why make a whole new vehicle if there's a perfectly good one sitting there waiting to be used? And again, if you think I'm looking too far into this, here is the definitive proof that I'm right. You'll notice that each vehicle is numbered. Ryder's ATV is 1 because he's the leader. Chase is 2, Marshall 3, Sky 4, Rocky 5, Rubble 6, and Zuma 7. But did you notice a problem with that? We know out of these pups that Rubble is the last to join the team because during his story we see all the rest of the team. And yet here's his pupmobile numbered 6 of 7. This is proof that there was a puppy before Rubble.
Or they just hadn't made up his backstory yet when they first designed his vehicle.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, that's totally the actual answer, but I'm more down with everything he's saying here than the Dora one, definitely.
yeah. It's just like,
That's
okay,
ridiculous.
let's ignore reality for a second. And let's just,
Yeah, let's ignore the fact that the people who made this probably didn't care that much.
yeah.
If we
And
ignore
didn't
that,
think about it.
and then just think about it as if this universe was completely, perfectly thought out the moment it started.
Yes.
Then, yes, this would be evidence for that.
Doing his job. The numbers do not lie. Zuma being number 7 proves it.
Means he's useless.
Oh. Well, I mean, like, we don't know.
They skipped the number for him because they knew how useless he would be.
Like, okay, so, like, also, it could be a situation where, like, they could all be out of order. Like, you don't know how far
Okay.
this goes.
Yeah.
Hey, would you look at that? Zuma is finally useful for something. The more you look, the more evidence you start to see of a former Paw Patrol. One that's no longer with us. One that no one speaks of.
Okay, that's a little bit too much.
Okay.
If it
Yeah,
was just
now-
like one dog, you'd be like, all right, but like the entire Paw Patrol exists. Like,
Come on,
okay,
it's not that deep.
yeah, but like we could assume that that was possible, but like there's literally not that much to go off of.
Yeah.
Season 1, Episode 6B, Marshall attempts to break the record for the fastest fire pup. The implication here is that some dog held the record before him, but
Yes, because there are more than 6 dogs in the universe.
Yeah, it's like this is probably not the only city on the planet that has a fire station.
Yes,
Crazy.
who? What fire pups
the Paw Patrol in Japan. They have all Shibas.
Yeah.
exist in this world? No municipality outside of Adventure Bay really seems to use anything similar to a Paw Patrol. In the Paw Patrol movie, for instance, we start off with a semi-truck driving off a bridge. When Captain Turbot mentions the Paw Patrol, the truck driver has no idea what he's talking about. He's in shock when a puppy comes
Okay,
to...
maybe that's that's an argument that it's like the only place that uses
But like,
it.
there's
Fine.
like Fire Dog still exists though. Like, it doesn't
Yeah,
have to
but-
be one that's like that talks and shit like that.
Yeah, but you could argue then, okay, maybe there don't exist that many, but if 2 places far away from this driver have it, he wouldn't be aware of either of them. Meaning this doesn't have to be the only place that uses it. There could be like 5 more or
I
something.
guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rescue him.
Call the police. Call the fire department. Call everybody.
They're making the same joke.
We're in
Yeah.
Adventure Bay. Here, we call the PAW Patrol.
You gotta call the who?
Same thing happens at nearby Adventure City when the news actively reports on the arrival of
Like, the reason I would say, like, the reason that they make some of these jokes is because, like, most of the time, like, adults will be in the theater because they have to take their kids to it, and so they need like entertainment for that because you have to justify the fact that you're an adult taking your kid to a fucking Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
the pups.
So they make like quote unquote like adult jokes like yeah, just basically like questioning this whole thing, putting more thought into it than like the kid would.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Cute little dogs in adorable outfits. Whatever you call them, the Paw Patrol were here to save the city.
The idea of a team of rescue dogs just isn't a normalized thing in this universe, which suggests that there was a Marshall before Marshall to be the record-setting fire pup. In fact,
Whatever. I've said
We've
already.
already, we've already talked about that point enough. That
take a look at the fastest fire pup
there are probably not 100,000 of them in the world, but maybe 10.
Yeah.
trophy. It looks exactly like Marshall's fire engine, except Marshall doesn't have the record. Same vehicle, different pup, just like we saw.
Or they have the same vehicle no matter where they are. Because it's easier to make the same one over and over instead of making, okay, whatever.
Yeah. And it just they can just reuse the model and paint it gold.
That, or, yeah.
Rubble. But that's when you start to notice a really disturbing trend. All the pups are stray dogs. They're sad, they're scared, and they're alone. Then, and only then, are they enlisted by Ryder. We just covered Rubble's origin story where he's a baby puppy in danger, but the same actually holds true for Chase the police dog. In fact, that's pretty much the main plot of the Paw Patrol movie. Chase's origin story is that he's a puppy that was abandoned on the street by his owners. He's almost hit by an oncoming car when suddenly he's rescued by Ryder and recruited onto the team.
I know. You saw me and took pity on me. Not at all. I chose you because you were the bravest pup I'd ever seen.
Later that same
I think I remember this movie like doing better. They're like a move like a was supposed to be like an Academy Award winning film, and then people are like celebrating.
I
or
love that.
something.
I love that. Even if
yeah.
this movie is it's still better than whatever.
It's like that writing right there. That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
movie, Liberty is added to the team. Another stray dog that we see roaming the streets begging for food.
How's the fruit business, Tony?
Well, it'd be better if I wasn't always giving you free fruit.
In fact, looking across pretty much every origin story that we have for new members onto the team, it's always the same. A lone dog with no...
Because they don't have any interesting ideas. I mean, what?
Well, no, it's like, well, you can't just list other people's dogs, right?
Yeah, okay, fine.
no connections and no home is enlisted to be a Paw Patrol
Yeah,
member.
if they have no connections to another person, then they don't have to worry about, like their connections to the other person won't get in the way. It's like a superhero thing.
Yeah.
Mountain Dog, Jungle Dog Tracker. Yep, they're the exact same way.
I can't wait to meet them. It gets kind of lonely sometimes. Are you going to stay around here? It would be great to have a friend nearby.
I'd like to make you an official member of the Paw Patrol.
Ryder collects...
Do give some respect at least for like some of the shit in the movie. Like they probably did think about this, but not as far as MatPat wants you to believe.
Yeah. I mean, they're like, I don't have a reason to dunk on this one as hard.
Yeah.
abandoned, stray, and orphan dogs to add to his...
Like, he's not really saying anything. Like, he just brought up a point. It's like, well, there had to be somebody before Rubble, and and they just went on this tangent.
I mean, yeah, kinda.
Well, here's where it all starts to come together. The missing pups, the new additions to the team, they're all expendable. That's why it's a rescue team made of dogs. Ryder doesn't use the pups for rescues because they're best suited for the task. He's using them because the risk of losing a human life is too great. And having puppies
come on.
perform the
That's
rescues
bullshit
means
in so many ways.
If a dog
Yeah,
dies,
like
you have
that.
to save
Okay,
someone
now
from
I
a
know.
house fire.
You're telling me a fucking engineer would, like, as talented as Ryder as an engineer, he would use dogs over there, I don't know, like a robot or something?
Yeah. This is
Like, are you kidding me?
okay. I take it our back. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
You ruined it,
Guys trying
MatPat.
to save someone from a house fire or a rock slide, they can be replaced. We actually do see this in real life with avalanche rescue dogs. When an avalanche occurs, dogs are sent out to search for anyone buried under the snow to dig them out. Unfortunately, this means that in some cases, dogs might be hit by the avalanche and not survive. But this also means that in the process, they've spared the lives of any humans that would have attempted the rescue instead. And who could be more expendable than lone stray dogs with no home wandering the streets?
I chose you because you were the bravest pup I'd ever seen.
No, Ryder, be honest with yourself. You chose him because he was there, because he was unwanted and no one would miss him. In success, he
What?
Okay, come on, please.
becomes a top-tier rescuer. In failure, he's just another forgotten puppy that would have died on the streets anyway. And if he dies in the line of duty, well then he's celebrated as a fallen hero. He's the goodest of boys. And if there
Yeah, so that's nefarious now?
Yeah, that's this is all.
It's like,
Why did you have to make it so like? I was behind this to you until he made it super dark for no reason.
yeah, it's just like, it doesn't have to be dark. Like, it already is dark enough that the fact that they're just stray dogs and like most of them are just, like, they're just doing this because they have nothing else to do with their lives. Like, that's pretty fucked up already.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
any doubt that these dogs are in danger, just watch the show. The situations get perilous. In the movie alone, they're doing rescues at the top of collapsing buildings. A building, we're told, is the tallest one in the world. And in the show, sure, some episodes are like, hey, we just saved a frog, or hey, we brought your school lunch back to you in time. But sometimes you have stakes where dogs are hanging on by their teeth from out-of-control hot air balloons. So how does any of this benefit Ryder? Well, financially, the cost must be far less than employing several police officers, builders, and lifeguards.
What? You forgot that he had to make all of that, all of this tower, this fucking mobile, the mobiles with the puffs. Like, forgot that part, right?
I guess so.
Also, you could just not pay them that much. Like, that's what real cities do. They don't pay their workers enough, and then they get mad, and then you have conflict. But
yeah, so maybe that's not a good idea either.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, so you're telling me that he couldn't. There was like, this is the most efficient way of like having like a emergency rescue team. It's dogs.
Apparently.
Yes.
Treats as their payment at the end of each mission. Meanwhile, Ryder gets to keep all the cash for himself. No wonder he always...
Why would you pay dogs money?
No, that's not the point. The point is, you don't have to pay anyone because there's nobody who wants to be paid.
Yeah, but like, you're acting like... like, what do you get? What?
No, the spot miss is okay, but it's still like...
Like, I didn't, like, pay, like, what are you paying for? You don't pay for the police. Like, what?
But the police must still get money.
Yes,
obviously.
If they're a person that needs to live for themselves, but if they're a dog, you don't need, like...
No, it's like, he's arguing a police station gets X amount of money, and instead of having to pay that X amount of money to more people, he is one person who gets to keep it all for himself.
But like, where's the money coming from? The government? Is the government funding? Is the government funding?
Obviously, like how? Where does the money for police come from in real life? Huh?
I guess so, but like,
like this one is not that confusing. That's just for the.
But like, that brings into question is why would they fund this? If you're saying that writers and nefarious for doing this, why would they fund this? If it's the whole government's affairs, then we got to get into conspiracies about all politicians are evil or something like that. All right.
This reminds people.
Pup is too big, no pup is too small.
It's business. Of course they'll accept.
Yeah, but like any government would be like, let's just use people though because they're more efficient. You don't have to waste money on this shit. Like, we gave you money to make these PAW Patrol cars. Are you kidding me?
Really can't say no. And sure, Ryder attributes all the team's wealth to the merch, but government contracts tend to pay even better. This 10-year-old is literally part of the military-industrial complex. And now...
Oh my god. He actually is doing it.
Yeah, okay.
He's finding dogs in new cities and setting up PAW Patrol outposts around the world.
The PAW Patrol will always look out for Adventure City.
In fact, the PAW Patrol movie shows characters from the TV show
Fucking Elon Musk.
actively commenting on the fact that only now is the PAW Patrol becoming more well-known.
And to think, I knew them before they were famous.
It's a billion-dollar business built on the backs of puppies. Pups that are expendable. Pups that are following in the paw prints of other pups that came before them. Ones that died in the line of duty and have been swept away by history. That is the dark secret of the PAW Patrol.
Yeah, that's dark. You know, people dying when they do their work, that's dark. It's not like it happens in real life.
Yeah, it's okay.
So,
Whenever you need a hand.
unfortunately, that was part 1.
No, it was. You said 2 videos were done.
No,
We are done. Trust
I
me.
didn't look at his channel. The one I was about to react to was part 2, apparently. And this is part 1.